is Redman coming to you live from the world-famous Comedy Store for a brand new episode of Kill Tony Volume 2. Give it up for Tony Hinchcliffe!
Wow! Wow! Holy moly! Wow, how exciting. Josh, what episode is this?
43.
43, everybody! Episode 43 of Kill Tony! It's only one episode 43, and you guys will always be able to say that you were here for that episode 43. One day people are going to be like, dude, I remember episode 43. Those people had no idea what they were in for that night.
It was the day we almost died from that horrible earthquake, a 4.4, I can't believe
This is the best place to be during an earthquake. They always say, if there's an earthquake in LA, go to the belly room of the Comedy Store. And this way...
This is the most dangerous place in the LA, I think. There's been a few times
no doubt about
where
it.
I've been in certain areas of this comedy club, and I think too hard about what happens if there's an earthquake right now.
Oh yeah, this is one of the only places that was here during the 30s and really hasn't changed much. They just, if anything happens, they just put another layer of black electrical tape over it. Like the Comedy Store is basically made of black lacquer fucking shiny wallpaper shit. And it's just to catch the asbestos and the lead so that it isn't like snowing asbestos in here. This is a fucking old cancerous building, but that's the type of venue that you want to perform comedy in, right? For some reason.
Right, we all have thyroid disease now, but who cares?
Right. People are like, why do comedians only live to be 35 years old? It's because they're fucking hanging out in asbestos land.
Yeah. Did you feel it this morning? Did you wake up?
Absolutely. So much fun. I love earthquakes. It's the most exciting thing. Like the morning, I obviously a lot of them have been at 6 or 7 in the morning lately, and that I could sort of do away with. My favorite thing is when they happen during the day after I smoke some pot.
Right.
Because then when it happens, I just start cracking up. Like it's the ultimate, just like whoa. You see the ground sort of just fucking do that thing, and yeah, I love that.
I can't believe I felt it because I have like a really cushioned bed, and that's how hard it was rocking. And Tiffany felt it, but Stacy and Katie didn't feel it. And I was just...
Exactly. Like Stacy, Tiffany, wake up! There was an earthquake.
Yeah. No, but my dog didn't give a shit. I did little
Trixie didn't either. It's so funny. Like as she lifted her head up and she gave this look of like, should I bark at that? What the fuck was that? It was just it didn't really creep her out too much though.
Yeah, my cat had a meltdown though.
Really?
It just started running full speed into a wall. It had no idea what was going on.
Earthquakes they are the most awesome natural disaster of them all. There's no doubt about that.
It's fun, but it also afterwards, right after you have that almost like you almost got in a fight, like adrenaline, like that.
Oh, totally.
I was just I couldn't.
There is nothing that makes my heart beat like that because you are there is still 2% of you that knows that it could totally be the apocalypse.
Right.
Just 2%, and then it's gone a few seconds later.
It's really great watching all the news reactions too. I don't know if you saw the KTLA news reaction. And if we can get Kimberly Condon on stage right now to do her impersonation of the KTL. Come on, Kim.
Do you have
Get
an
up
impression
here.
of that?
Come on, Kim.
Did I miss something? Did you make a vine about this?
He's fucking with me. He thinks I look like the guy news anchor.
The black guy that
because he had big eyes.
No, because he went like this. What did he do? He just. Okay, so the earthquake.
Come in, Kimberly. Lose it.
It's the same face.
That was pretty good.
You look just like that black news anchor from KTLA.
Kimberly Condon. You're going to see a little bit from her later.
And Joey Diaz was the best. Joey Diaz was actually podcasting at the time. If you listen to his podcast, Church of What's Happening Now, it's pretty funny. His reaction.
I can't believe that guy wakes up at 6 in the morning.
To do a podcast.
Unbelievable.
Does not seem like a good idea.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. So thank you guys so much for coming out. I'm excited to be here. Another fun episode. What else is going on? Anything else to talk about before we bring up our head of security?
Went to Dallas, got to see the UFC, got to drink at the bar that we went to in Dallas that we've talked about where so much craziness has happened.
Yeah.
And yep, same thing happened to me. All 4 nights I was there, I went there, and all 4 nights I don't remember one thing.
That place is insane.
Yeah, Concrete Jungle in Dallas if you ever go to. It's a good place to black out, so bring a loved one somewhere.
Heck yeah. I spent the whole weekend here doing spots.
Yeah.
That was it. Just a very routine. It's nice to have a routine home weekend once in a great while, and got to knock that out. Found out I'm opening up for Dave Attell at the end of April. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you. No big deal. No big deal. Just one of the top 5 comedians in the world right now. Anyway.
That's what you mean.
Anyway,
Has he seen you do comedy before?
yeah.
That would have been.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like, how did that come about?
That's
not what I meant. Why would it's a friend of mine? Why would it mean anything?
Why's everybody laughing at that? Wait a second. It just hit me. We worked together on The Burn, and he's just an awesome guy. And he's good friends with Jeff Ross, so we've hung out a lot. And, when we're in the same city and this and that. So like a little family, Dave's a great guy. I'm really excited to work with him. I'm sure those crowds are going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Fuck yes. For those of you that watch this show, you know that we have a head of security here to keep us safe at all times. And it used to be a guy who dressed up like the Iron Patriot, who's a version of the Iron Man, a red, white, and blue Iron Man guy, and he quit the show. He said he got too big for the show. He got up to I think 2,700 Twitter followers, and he said, "Goodbye, guys. That's what I needed." At 2,700, I'm throwing it in. Now I'm going to use that 2,700 to launch into my new thing of obviously doing absolutely nothing.
No, he just retweets old tweets from a long time ago.
Right. Very bizarre. But
so weird.
Ever since he quit the show, to show him how replaceable he is, we've had a different version of the Patriot. We've had the Black Patriot. We had Patriotica, the Black female Patriot. We had El Patriotico, our Mexican Patriot. We had the Sexy Patriot. We've had so many different Patriots. Iron Josh.
Iron PDC.
That was a good one. Iron Josh was fun in La Jolla with his speech impediment.
I just rewatched Kill Tony 41, and I forgot that I ate a Iron Queef in that episode.
Oh yeah, you did. That was a great one.
Yeah.
And this week's no different. I really dug deep. I'm like, how can I top myself this time? What kind of head of security is someone that people can believe in? Somebody would truly want to follow. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you Iron Jesus Christ! Hailing from the great land of Iron Jerusalem, perhaps you've read his Iron Commandments, the creator of the heavens and the earth. The Iron Jesus Christ, ladies and gentlemen. Good that we could get you on a Monday. Glad that you're available. I see that the wounds on your hands have healed well since the crucifixion.
I've had a little trouble with it, actually.
Fuck yeah. So, how's everything going, Iron Jesus? How's your day going today?
Well, I hung out at the Ace Hotel. To a journalist from London that works for The Independent. We talked about LA. And then I rode a dirty bus.
That's how Jesus travels, with the people that need the help the most.
And the last 2 blocks, I walked like a madman just to get here to be with you. I'd love to help you. I'd love to help my friends.
When there was only one set of footprints, that was you coming here for this show.
Now, Iron Jesus, you actually know the Iron Patriot, the original Iron Patriot. You see him around. Have you seen him since he left us?
I haven't. Now, he talked about knowing me, but I didn't know what he was talking about. He would say, I know you, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I know you. But I really didn't know him.
Right.
I think he was just associating, he's saying, hey.
He's just name-dropping Jesus everywhere around Hollywood.
He was name-dropping. He used to come up and sing to me crazy songs.
Now, Jesus, I have a question for you. A lot of people are wondering what happened to this Malaysian flight. What's the number?
370.
370. A lot of people are asking, where is this flight? I know there's lots of different lords and gods and all this, but I'm wondering if you have any idea what happened with it. What would be your guess? There you go. For those Catholics in the room, there's your leader. That's where he stands on the whole thing. Just a straight up shoulder shrug.
I think they dissolved it, like nuked it. Somewhere they turned it into like dust over the ocean, like hit it with
Nothing more fun
a space wave.
than conspiracy Jesus over here.
No, we have those things now. We do. It's not, I don't know as much of a conspiracy as any other guess.
What I want to know is, and I've been wondering if I see, my thing is, I almost wanted to tweet about this. I guess I'm just going to create an open forum for a second here, because I guess I can talk about it here. Did you notice that there were 2 Iranians with stolen passports? I don't mean to get political. I don't mean to get political or racist, but I'm about to get both, just for a second. There were 2 Iranians with stolen passports. We remember this from a couple days after the thing, right? Am I the only one that saw all that news? You guys just staring at me?
No, you're right.
And then all of a sudden, a week's gone by, and they're like, there's a chance that it was hijacked. But definitely wasn't the 2 Iranians with stolen passports. Is it not the craziest fucking thing you've ever seen? Does it make any sense whatsoever?
I think they're covering up a lot of shit because
I think so.
Yeah.
I think that's an understatement because
the mayonnaise or Malaysian or whatever they're called, the government,
the Malaysians.
Remember when they said that the flight, like U.S. was saying like no, the airplane probably flew for an extra 7 hours, and then like the next day mayonnaise said no, that's not true. But then like a day after they said oh yeah, that's true. It's
so weird. First day they had it. They're like 2 stolen passports were on. They didn't know.
Right.
The second day, they found out the 2 guys were Iranian. Hey, I don't want to be Mr. White American, like, hey, those people, but seriously, guys, they're fucking Iranians. Okay, I guess I'm being political. Yeah, even if they're not Iranians, they're the only 2 known thieves on the plane. We know that from the stolen passports. All right, this is a different podcast. This is a totally different podcast. I want to talk with somebody, with a good conspiracy theorist about this shit, because I think there's one being written right in front of us. Anyway, way to make it nice and dark, Tony. Good job.
I like how there's like a little knob though that the pilot can turn off like all the pings. That makes like why would you even have that knob? Like hey, just in case if you want to turn off all pings to our radars. Here, just turn this little knob right here.
It's insane.
It's just dumb. Why are we even talking about this?
Exactly. This topic of this
different podcast.
This Flight 370 topic is really Boeing. Jesus, you son of a bitch! 12 years at Catholic school and you throw me under the bus like that? Let's get this show started. As always, I have 2 of my funniest friends to be guests on the show. This week is no different. It's the return of Willie Hunter and the debut on the show of Nick Rutherford, everybody. Homage to our host and improv sketch guru. 2 very funny guys. Fly me to Malaysia. No! Welcome, gentlemen.
It's good to be here.
Hell yeah.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody.
Yeah, happy St. Patty's Day.
Are you Irish? I'm part Irish.
Jesus, what nationality are you? I am the nationality of the world.
I'm supposed to say I'm from Jerusalem.
Where are you really from? You are not committing to this. Germany.
I want him to say like San Francisco. And really any answer is funny.
Yeah. Thanks. I'm a native of LA and I'm half German and half German Jew and half Scotch-Irish Catholic.
Just say Rancho Cucamonga.
I'm white.
White as fuck. German Jew is one side, huh?
Yes.
That's an interesting one.
What? My dad's mom divorced him in World War II because of the Jew stuff.
That's true.
That's Jew stuff.
That's amazing. That's sort of what I was fishing for when I said German Jew. I mean, I don't want to guess your age or anything, but I was thinking, I mean, you're not in your 20s.
That's a real divorce right there.
Oh, charity.
That's true. That's a hardcore divorce.
It was. They never said it, but you just knew. It took place in like 1941.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Some people go to divorce court. Your parents went to the Nuremberg trials. Okay. But where were you guys on the Boeing joke, huh? Want to join me now? All right. Well, we have fun with comedy on this show. A bunch of comedians sign up for the chance to do a minute. Oh yeah, as always, the Iron Head of Security always asks our guests a question. Do you have a question for our guest tonight, Iron Jesus Christ?
Heaven or hell?
Good
me?
question.
Oh, for me?
For both of you, actually. Heaven or hell?
I thought about this. And I feel like hell will be a lot of fun, but I would sleep better in heaven. And I'm all about sleep, so heaven.
Good answer.
I'm choosing heaven.
If there is a heaven and a hell, Jesus, no offense. My heaven would have like a little cool freight elevator down to hell, so I could get hell, and then go up and sleep with Willie in heaven.
In the same bed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's how we do it.
Well, we might have to do that in hell.
So heaven and hell is a bunk bed?
Yeah, pretty much. Like a big one. Give me a little one.
I have another question.
Ooh.
Water or wine?
Wine.
Oh, wine, yeah.
Wine,
I'm an
yeah.
alcoholic.
Yeah.
Wine.
No, it's a big problem for me, actually. So wine.
All right.
Can you turn this water into wine?
No.
But Josh can. But Josh can. Josh, 2 wines, please.
2 wines.
Joshy Christ back there. Fuck yeah, great questions, Jesus. I like that. I read a great quote the other day. I can't remember. It's slipping my mind who it was, but it was something about, heaven seems like fun and all, but all the good company would be in hell. It's like Sinatra or something.
Yeah, it's like that quote, if I don't want to be a part of a club that doesn't take me. Not like that quote at all.
I mean,
But I just want to show everybody that I also know some quotes.
once everyone's dead, who would you rather hang out with, Hitler or Gandhi?
Honestly?
Yeah. Hang out with Hitler, man.
This is a real question.
Gandhi's just going to put me to sleep.
Hitler's got some stories.
Yeah, he does.
He's a good painter, at least.
That's what I'm going to tell him. Good painter.
And I actually agree with a lot of the things that he said.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Well, you guys take that way too serious. No, but Gandhi's a fag.
I love it. Well, you guys know what we do here. A bunch of comedians sign up for the opportunity to get 1 minute of stage time, and then we try to help them out with comedy in any way, shape, or form. Not like we're know-it-alls, but we just give them our feedback and maybe try to punch something out, make it bigger, help them out, talk about their lives, maybe figure out something else that we'd like to hear them talk about on stage since they're comedians. They get to do 1 minute of stand-up, and then they know that their minute is over when they hear the sound of a kitty. Aw, how cute. But they have to wrap it up after that, because if they keep going, they're going to bring out the angry West Hollywood bear. There you go. You don't want to hear that noise again, do you? So,
He's a fan of Major League Soccer.
I thought he murdered someone with the horn, so he's like, I gotta go back to my corner.
Forget it.
there you go. So let's get it started. Put your hands together for Josh Martin.
Thank you, Josh.
Martin Thompson on Twitter. Great guys.
Get a drink.
It's not
I was
wine,
watching
but
the, oh, what do you want?
What
What do you want?
I like a beer.
There you go, a beer, any beer.
just
There you go.
like saying I just
What's
wanted
the
to
most
drink.
Irish beer you can get?
Killarney's.
I'll take a Killarney's.
I made that up. That's not a beer.
That sounded good.
Yeah, yeah. What you want is a MacGuffin. That's a big Scottish thing.
Yeah, you actually live with
Stella,
Josh
yes.
Martin. That's your roommate.
Yeah, Josh Martin lives in our living room.
And
Have you ever caught him masturbating?
Did you Thank God I haven't. Did you feel the earthquake?
Yep.
You got up, didn't you?
I got up and went outside.
I thought you did. I thought, as I felt someone getting up, I woke up in my bed and I'm like, it feels like an earthquake. And I went back to sleep.
I never felt an earthquake before, so.
Oh, it was Josh's first earthquake.
And you had to go outside.
To go out and run outside. I've done that before, though.
Really?
Yeah, well, it was like the big jolt ones. Like this one wasn't really a jolt. This was more like a rocky one. The jolt ones freak me out though, where it just feels like something just.
You guys felt the earthquake, right? In here, everyone in here.
Does anybody feel like they woke up before the earthquake happened, like a dog, and we're like, something's wrong, and then the earthquake hit? That's what happened to me. I was like, I have to protect this universe. And then I heard the earthquake hit, and I just laid in bed, and I was terrified.
Jesus, did you feel it?
I know who caused it.
what was it?
I felt it. It shook me almost out of bed. I hopped up and ran to the door and got outside and started crying. I was
Well,
going, oh no, oh no, oh no.
Did gay marriage cause it?
I think that's one of those bear noises you need to make.
There you go. Well, let's get this thing started. You guys ready for this? It's episode 43 of Kill Tony. Comedians are about to do 1 minute of stage time. Your first comedian testing it out tonight, popping the cherry on 43, will be Mugzilla. In the open mic, one of the craziest guys, one of the most insane guys that comes to the Comedy Store. Always fun and different, very positive attitude this guy has. Mugzilla, everyone.
I like the current trend in nice full beards in both men and women. Yeah, I like the trend towards women going back towards a nice bush, hair pie, beaver. And one of the best things in my case, because I had a dream the other day, I was eating some pussy, and it was hairy. It was hairy. I couldn't see past it, so I know what my subconscious likes. And I like it because the next day I might be at the water cooler bragging about my sex the night before, and everybody's like, yeah, sure, until they see the hair in my teeth. Oh, the pussy hair.
They see the pussy, but how did they see the pussy hairs in your teeth if it was a dream?
No, well,
Is that like
like I say, you look at me and I'm bragging about pussy, and he's going, yeah, sure. So he just, I'm bragging about having sex the next day, because I like to eat pussy. So I usually, if I eat a hairy snatch, I have the badge of honor, I guess you would call it.
Just real quick, Mugzilla, are you single? Just for the ladies.
I have a follow-up question. Is that hair attached to the hat? Or is that,
Put that hat back on.
What is that hat though? I like the
Green.
symbol.
Oh, this is Murph. Murph the Surf.
Murph Surf.
To paint a picture for the audience listening in the cars, Mugzilla looks like the killer from Twin Peaks, who's let himself go a little bit.
Yeah.
So.
And if you're not an old fan of Twin Peaks, it's also...
I just started watching it, I'm sorry everybody.
Perhaps the killer, if for the more modern viewer, perhaps
Sure.
the killer from True Detective, if he really let himself go.
Okay, sure.
Which he already let himself go. I'm saying if he let himself go even more.
But if the Twin Peaks killer and the True Detective killer had a baby.
Yeah. All right. Mugzilla.
Mugzilla. I like I like that crass humor. I think, it always gets a shock reaction. The crowd was into it for a minute.
Yeah, I love your timing. I love the part where you said, I had a dream that I was eating some pussy. Like, I mean, now you're pretty much saying anything. For a second there, it seemed like you were sort of hesitant to say it, and that natural timing that happened was pretty funny. I don't know if that was on purpose or...
Well, first time for the joke here tonight.
Right.
For Kill Tony. Fresh humor.
All right.
Subway now?
Right.
We need the plug
Fresh
right
jokes
in
over
the
here.
middle of the show, but
It's like you're a chef that just made a
Well,
terrible
I
entree. It
don't know.
doesn't taste good at all, but you're like, hey, it's fresh.
No, I don't know if you've noticed it.
I mean, the cap came off the garlic powder when I was making it, and it fell into everything, but it's not moldy.
Well, Tony, I don't know if you've noticed it, but girls are going back to bushes again. It's becoming very popular.
Are you talking about the bushes that you rape girls in?
Yeah.
Go back to bushes when you're dragging them there, and they're tied up. No means no, Mugzilla.
Well, I'll say this. I've known, when I hosted the show a lot, Mugzilla goes up, and he's gotten so much better.
Oh, totally.
He had his whole phase where he dropped Mugzilla and went by Mike Sofer for a little bit. Yeah, he's by his real name. Yeah, he's like, I gotta rebuild, you know?
He was like, he had different personalities. He was almost like he pulled a Mankind on the open mic.
Well, that was because...
One day he's Mick Foley, next he's Mankind, maybe a little
Jack.
Dude Love coming up, exactly.
yeah.
Jack. This is a guy that knows how to reinvent himself. I remember one time he came out wearing a mask, remember that?
Oh, my God.
What was that about?
Well, I enjoyed that. I really did.
That was his rape mask.
Mugzilla, for me, the moment I checked out was when you said the next day when you're talking about it at the water cooler.
Oh. No sex, no water cooler.
What is, okay, that's what I
It
figured.
didn't fly, huh?
What, no day job with a water cooler.
No day job.
Right?
No.
Okay, yeah. So I think maybe at the water fountain you
Yeah.
get something to if you want it to ring true, it's gotta be from the heart, I feel.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
What would you talk about pussy with your friends? What's the location?
The location?
Yeah.
Yeah,
In
like
the back
honestly.
of my rape van.
Oh, I see what you're doing. Now you're trying to go
boy.
along with that thing we created. When you asked him about the location, I thought he was just going to say, between the woman's legs. Like, it almost seemed like he was confused, but now that I acknowledged it too late, it doesn't make sense. Mugzilla, yes, Jesus, I am Jesus Christ.
I had a similar dream.
Huh?
I ate a burning bush.
Mazel tov, everybody.
Mugzilla, this was fun. It was fun chatting with you.
All right.
Awesome,
Yeah,
dude.
man.
Thanks for the fresh material. What's your Twitter handle? What's your Twitter handle now? What is it?
It's Mike Sofra at Mugzilla 007.
Not your email.
That's a unique Twitter that he has a name before the ad.
What's your cell phone?
No. Thank you, Mugzilla.
All right, thank you very much.
Oh yeah, there he goes. All right. It's a guy that is almost demanding an encore. He's staying on stage so long. A question that I always like to ask my guests is, do you remember a joke that you did when you first started stand-up comedy that you're embarrassed about that you can't believe you ever said on stage?
I tried to make a joke about, and my friend said, I said, I'm going to order a pizza. I think I'm going to get a medium. It's just only us two. He's like, no, man, order large. It's more slices. I was like, what are you talking about? You can make many slices as you want. And that was the response.
Perfect answer.
Yeah, that was my first joke that bombed.
I didn't-
That's brilliant! You guys don't know! And no, it was terrible.
This is very embarrassing.
That's great.
Wildly influenced by Dane Cook when I started. Wow.
Me too, but to
Yeah.
not do whatever that guy was doing. Like, it was, yeah. It's when I saw my friends laughing at Vicious Circle in Youngstown, Ohio, that I'm like, I have to move to LA and start doing stand-up because
knock him out.
it needs me.
Right.
I swear to God, that's a true story. I mean, I have more respect for Dane Cook now than I did then, but I'm just saying.
Well, I don't
Him
know.
flippity flopping around the stage is exactly what I sort of hate about comedy sometimes.
Yeah, no, I hear that. But so I guess the first joke I think I ever did was about how I wanted to go in a police ride-along, and it was a lot of flippity flopping around the stage, like a lot of sound effects. But I will say this, I was proud about this. It was a lot of like, I would like, the cop would ask me to come on, he'd be like, we gotta bust this meth lab. There's no backup, here's a gun, come in. And there was a lot of like act outs with that. Yeah, nice, see that real life sound effect?
That's part of the joke.
Yeah, that's part of it. I got a cop friend. And then it was like kicking down the door, like, pfft, like I did a lot of that, and like girls like running by, like, ah, like screaming out of the door. And then when the meth guy like showed up, I would like shoot at him, but I'd go pew pew pew, and I'd be like, I can't do gun sound effects. And that was like my proudest.
Wow, that was the end of it?
Yeah, well, it went on.
Oh.
But it's
How long did it
worth
go on for?
45 minutes.
Well, that would truly be something to be embarrassed about. It's always a fun question because either the bit's really funny and it gets a laugh, and then I'm like, I can't believe you don't still do it, or it's that bad and it's like, well, I see why you don't do that anymore. So either way, it always works out. So I know that. Oh wait, what was that?
No, go ahead.
I know your next comedian. This guy is a very interesting, funny new comedian. He works. He's like a future brain surgeon over at USC. He's getting his master's in being a doctor. It's the one and only Ori Amir.
I'm not gay, I'm just a foreigner. So are you guys into bondage? Me too, Hey, just because I'm from the Middle East doesn't mean I don't like to be hung upside down and have dildos shoved into my ass like everybody else in California. Right? But there's a time and a place, man. When I was at Six Flags the other day and they were doing bondage in front of children. So I went to talk to the manager and he told me, no, you don't understand, so we restrain you to the roller coaster so that you don't fall off. It's for your safety, so. I was like, safety, huh? Well, there are other dangers in the park, you know. Some people, they scream so loud it can cause ear damage. They should be gagged. And put some clamps on the nipples for good measure. Mazel tov.
What nationality are you exactly?
Israeli.
Israeli. Interesting.
I've been to Germany for 4 months.
Say that again?
I've been to Germany for only 4 months, and half of my Hebrew accent got genocided somehow. But
I was going to say, you do come across as very German.
yeah,
That is interesting.
You know, no one ever talks about the Jew Nazis, you know? Like the people that were Jewish is like, hey man, I'm not Jewish, I'm like one of you guys. Let me join you in killing these Jews. But they're Jewish.
It's true.
Would you do that?
This is not about
Who
me.
are you asking?
Oh, you like you
guys-
came to you're like, hey, are you a Jew? And you're like,
I think that's one of those like you had to be there.
Yeah.
The answer. Hey, would you kill Jews if you were a Jew? Like, whoa. This is the easiest way to end everybody's careers by answering yes to that on the show right now. Basically just means that you want to kill Jews.
This is really Hitler heavy episode.
It is. It's a very
I feel like
What
the
does
Irish.
he do again? I mean,
it's
what
a
do you do?
genius.
Well, let's just hope that none of us get any sort of brain injuries. You're trained to be a brain surgeon?
not you. You wouldn't trust me cutting your brain. I'm just.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah. No. I'm just doing research. So I'm like scanning brains,
Oh,
and, like,
interesting.
makeup theories and stuff.
You get to make up theories?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that's what being a scientist was like. You're gonna make up a theory right now.
Does that work with the ladies? Saying you're a scientist?
No.
Really?
It's better to say you're a comedian.
Oh, I don't think so.
I see-
Me neither.
I see what you're saying though about the like the loud noises and stuff. I actually had an idea a long time ago I never did anything with about how ambulances go by trying to protect somebody, but yet you can get ear damage from them if you know they're fucking loud as fuck, and they're just like trying to help people out, but yet they're like pretty much destroying people's hearing. You know what I'm saying? But there's nothing there. I never really found the joke there, but.
While you're on your way to pick up that guy, pick me up because I got ear damage.
Yeah, exactly. So,
I really liked what you were talking about. The way that you got into it is a little bit interesting because I didn't really pick up on exactly why people from the Middle East would be hung upside wouldn't one. I mean,
it's like just because I'm from the Middle East doesn't mean I don't like everybody else in California.
I would go with the fact. I'd keep it honest and real. And what do I know? But this is just something that I noticed about it, is that if you went to Germany for 4 months of your life, I would say that is the front end of that, and I picked up on bondage things there would be your way in on it, in my opinion. Because the whole Middle East thing, and then you immediately make it not real by having dildos shoved in their ass, and then when you say, and like all you people in California that want dildos shoved in your ass, and I mean,
It's a little aggressive.
you lost 95% of everybody in the room.
95%?
Pretty sure Godzilla's the only one. But
Also, I did like the first joke just because I'm from Europe, I guess would be. Middle East didn't ring true because of your accent, but maybe say a little more so then we all go, check out this faggot. And then say, just because, I don't know. Just the first thing, I was like, I haven't made a judgment yet. So then all of a sudden I know that you're terrified of being gay. And then it was a lot of butt stuff, so now I'm confused. Are you gay?
No.
But you thought about it, haven't you?
Sure. One has to consider your options,
yeah, I think the way around that is that, because the Middle East thing, again, there's a different stereotype about the Middle East than there is about Europe. I think that your way in on that, since we found out that you did live in Germany for 4 months, is I'm not gay, I just lived in Europe for a few months.
That's great.
Is already as stronger and just as quick of an opener for that. As you could tell by that guy's burp in the middle of the room. That's how you know when something's really funny. It's not always laughs that you need. Sometimes it's just any natural bodily reaction. A fart, a burp, a yawn, a sneeze, all those things are good.
Tony?
Yes, Iron Jesus Christ.
somebody remove the dildo from the audience.
Yes, Jesus.
Just coincidentally, two of my favorite topics, Jews and bondage.
Yeah, nobody loves bondage more than the guy that got nailed to a cross. That's some extreme shit. Fuck yeah, and that crown of thorns had to be a real doozy too, huh? Yikes. Did we just jinx on yikes?
Yeah, we did.
Wow.
That crown of thorns is supposed to be a blindfold, but they just made it too small.
Wait, what did? What?
Yeah, I thought it was real. Like the crown of thorns is supposed to be a blindfold. It's more bondage stuff.
Yeah.
But it was too tight.
Right. Anyway,
I regret all that.
so Ori, how much longer till you graduate?
About a year.
About a year. You're gonna have a degree in what from USC?
Cognitive neuroscience.
Oh my God. You can't even
You
say
can't
it.
say it.
Yeah. Cognitive neuroscience, right?
Yeah.
Cognitive neuroscience.
Hey, they don't require me to pronounce my own degree.
Yes, it does. If you can't say what you do, then why the fuck would I come to you? That rhymed, everyone.
Yeah, I went to college. Before they hand it to you, you have to say it once. So you better start practicing.
Oh,
All the
man.
time could be wasted, man.
Yeah, you could do it. It doesn't take a brain surgeon to figure out how to say that. Anyway. Ori, very funny. I like your style, buddy. Keep rocking. Ori Amir, he's on Twitter. Ori Amir, that's O-R-I-A-M-I-R. Ori Amir. Let's keep this fun train bumping along. Your next comedian goes by the name of, Skylar. Skylar. Taking the very stereotypically slow black man walk to the stage. totally stereotype, as you could tell by the 30 seconds in between. Fuck yeah.
Oh wow. I wasn't expecting to get up tonight. All right. Well, Tony, you were talking about the Malaysian airliner that disappeared.
Yes, this is your segue into a joke.
That's no. It's been really freaking me out lately. You know, there's like a group of magical terrorists out there. I mean, Al Qaeda's like training a group of people. No, that's not how you pull bunny out of hat. No, how are you going to make World Trade Center disappear again? I haven't really fleshed this out yet. I know I was gonna go with sawing 100 virgins in half. I think that's where this joke was gonna go. So. All right, thank you very much.
Wow, okay. So, at one point in the middle of that joke, you bailed out and started doing what we're supposed to be doing right now, and that's trying to figure out what you could have done better.
My mother was a virgin.
What was that, Jesus?
My mother was a virgin.
The first virgin.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
Wow.
You double lost me. I mean, you so lost me there. I don't even know what.
I feel like you were overcome with because you said it again. I didn't expect to get up here, and this is your
And I
first
don't
time
know
up
why.
here.
Did somebody else sign your name up and put your name in?
Oh
the
no
bucket?
no! It's just
It's overwhelming.
I've had a crappy week.
Overwhelming. The odds are
Open.
like 1 out of 30, 1 out of 25 or so, probably.
It's not like he's filling out
I mean,
his bracket.
it's not the Powerball over here.
No.
Wow, you came up like you just won the Oscar award for Best Picture. Just like, I was not expecting this. First of all, I'd like to thank Jesus. Oh, all right.
Right here.
You know what? I'm glad you brought that up because every time a black person wins an award, the first person they think is God.
Yep.
White people don't think God.
Normally that award is
Matthew
the Super
McConaughey
Bowl,
thanked
but-
himself.
Wait, what?
Matthew McConaughey thanked himself in the past.
I love that.
Yeah, he's like, you know what was my inspiration? Myself 10 years ahead of me.
I love that.
Yeah, that was
Thank
insane.
God, I can't believe this.
That was insane.
Yeah, he was like the original Kanye with that shit. Matthew McConaughey's great right now, though. Him and I are on a mission to bring Skinny back. So.
Matthew McConaughey. Remember that again?
Oh, I feel really good.
You guys want to take off or what's going on?
The fact that I actually listened to all of that.
Matthew McConaughey.
I wanted to ask you.
Every race has got one.
How long have you been doing comedy?
About a year now.
Okay.
So
seriously for a year or just off and on?
No, seriously for a year. I've had a shitty open mic week. All last week I hit 4 or 5 open mics and nothing.
What's going on in your life?
A lot.
See, that's why you have shitty open mics. Maybe you should talk about your life on the mic.
Oh no, I'm not talking
still
about.
running,
No, I
guys.
haven't been able to get on. That's been my.
But I feel like you don't want to talk about that. You want to talk about your life a little bit, right?
Well, yeah, I could.
Yeah. What criminal did you just let off the hook in court today? What is your day life? You're dressed in a very nice
You're
suit,
very
sharp.
interesting, and I want to
Yeah.
know you, and you're talking about something that you don't even want to talk about.
Oh, I'm a bouncer at a strip club.
Oh my God!
We talked about this last time, and
Wait, does it say it on the vest? Is that right?
That's how bouncers dress.
Deja vu.
There you go.
I don't want to get you in trouble.
Oh, I see. I see what you did now. You threw the blazer over that to try to look all dapper.
Right.
There we go. Yeah. This
Second-
is the classy blazer right here.
Second question is just take off the blazer, right, or the vest. If you're trying to hide the fact that you work at Deja Vu, or are you not?
No, not really. I just put on a blazer because it's cold outside.
Okay.
I love your demeanor. I want to see this in your act. Your demeanor is very low key. It's almost like
And you
Hannibal
live with your
Buress.
grandma, right?
Oh
Is that
man!
the thing? Is that true?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
live with your grandma and you work at a strip club. Next time you come on the show, expect to get pulled out of the bucket and talk about one of those two things.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's so interesting.
That's
That's
it.
amazing.
Skylar.
Yeah, thank you, Skylar.
Didn't really get anywhere. Didn't really get anywhere. So we'll move on.
Yeah, we kind of need a joke to actually work on.
Yeah, you know, it's like it's adorable though.
We're gonna find out one day that his grandmother works at the strip club.
It's a family business.
Yeah.
You bounce, I strip.
I sew the vest. You better never take that off.
Oh, a recent Kill Tony favorite, everybody. Put your hands together for the very funny Brett Banta.
Hi, my name is Brett Banta. Have you ever tried to make a deal with God? Like, God, if you could just get me through this DUI checkpoint, you could take an inch off my dick. That's why I had to stop drinking. I couldn't afford any more checkpoints. You know you're ugly when you catch a hot chick picking her nose. She looks at you and keeps on picking. Have you ever been picking your nose on the freeway and then a car catches up to you, so you speed up so you can finish picking your nose? Then he speeds up, then you speed up, then he speeds up, then you speed up, then he turns on a siren. I'm a bad father. I know because when I was driving my pregnant wife to the hospital, she screamed at me to run a red light. She's like, run it, run it, run it. I was like, no, it's illegal and dangerous. And I realized when I have to take a shit, or when every red light there is to get home. So a human baby really is worth less than a good shit.
You just completely made up for everything that Skylar didn't do up here.
That booger joke was awesome.
That was great, man.
So
I think you guys gotta give it for him again. That was fantastic.
I'm pretty sure it's the first time I've ever seen anybody say a joke on this show and watched all four of the people here immediately go into applause break. I mean, that's just a great joke.
Thank you.
What do you know about? This is my first time ever meeting you. Very funny.
It's been on a few times, and each time it's been a different minute, and each time it's...
How long has he been going up? Where is he from and all that stuff?
Hey, Willie, he's ready. Willie. Well, you talk to the black guy a lot, but as soon as a white guy jumps in, you treat him like an object.
Yo, what am I, his agent?
I'm from Dallas, Texas, and
How long have you been out here?
I've been out here 18 years, so a long time. I came here for college in the state.
And how long have you been doing comedy? Stand up.
Stand up a year and a half of going to open
Dude,
mics.
man, you gotta go up a lot, everywhere and everywhere.
Yeah.
I will vouch for you at places.
Yeah, you got a
There's
great,
no doubt about that.
great eye for jokes. That's awesome.
Yeah. And they keep writing it, and like, this is very exciting for me to see stuff like this. You know, when you tell a good joke on something like this, a lot of people think we come here and shit on it, but when someone's good, it's undeniable.
Yeah.
And you're good.
It's a great show to kind of, I mean, it's an awesome show.
Can I cut him down a little bit?
Sure.
Got a little bit of a tweaker vibe. You got some drug problem going on?
No, but I did get pulled over in Irvine with my wife, and the cops saw I was a tweaker, and it was early in the morning, and I mean, I'm definitely nervous being up here.
Sure.
So to get
I don't think tweaker, they're like coke addict.
Yeah.
The nose thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's like it was the nose, like.
Okay, I understand it's the worst. Well, it's the greatest show to do.
Johnny
Tony,
Carson had a nose
but-
thing, and because he did coke.
Yeah.
No one said anything.
No. I understand the nerves thing. In a year and a half in, you got to expect that.
Yeah.
But also, you are married, so that was true.
Yeah.
You don't have a ring?
Yeah, I don't wear a ring. I'm going through stuff right now.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's all right.
Was she here? She's right there. I'm divorcing her right there.
It's that guy in the green shirt. That's who we pointed at.
She got me out of a POW camp. No, I'm kidding. That was an earlier callback.
But that makes more sense to me. Well, so I'm sorry about the marriage trouble.
No, it's okay. That's how it is. So.
This is your guy here. I mean, I think you build. This is a Kill Tony, superstar here.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. I mean, the show definitely helps in the format of people that tell short jokes with a couple tags, and he's right there. I mean, I don't even know how to tag some of that stuff. The last thing, I'll be honest, I started daydreaming at the end.
Me too.
What was that exactly? Can you just
Oh, I
repeat
was-
it so that I can get it again?
Yeah, I was trying to do a callback to the nose picking. You know, you
Right.
speed up, and
Yeah,
then I
to
do
the
the
DUI, right?
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
and then I was trying to do the I'm a bad father. I know because when I was driving my pregnant wife to the hospital, she screamed at me to run a red light. She's like, run it, run it, run it. And I was like, no, that's illegal and dangerous. But then I realized when I have to take a shit, I'll run every red light there is to get home. So a human baby really is worth less than a good shit. So I ran out of time to keep it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, so the next time you see a high-speed police chase, those aren't criminals. Those are people who are just picking their noses on their way home to take a shit. But then the kitty, I want to respect the kitty because last time
I actually gave you an extra 9 seconds.
Thank
too,
you, I
just 'cause
appreciate
wanted to hear the rest of it.
Anyway.
If somebody gave you a topic on something like news headlines and you were told to write for somebody else, would you be able to do that off of topics, or do you find it easier to write for yourself, or do you have the kind of brain that could just write all the time?
Tony's looking for writers.
I write every day just about going to Subway in my life, but I do try and work about. I try and think about like topics like the flight.
That would be a
that's
good
missing and stuff
exercise
like
to do that. That's very good there.
And
Tom.
Twitter has
Yeah, of
actually helped me.
course.
You guys helped me on. You guys really helped me on after being here. I got like 50 followers instantly from something that Brian did, so I appreciate it. And I'm trying to work on Twitter and start.
I feel like you probably have a good eye for Twitter. I feel like you could have a good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
But yeah. Anyway, yeah,
Sure.
What's your Twitter?
Brett J. Banta.
Yeah.
Brett J.
I'm gonna follow
Banta
him
with
right
one
now.
T. BRETJBANTA. You're a monster, Brett. I don't know if I've really seen anybody that's that good at writing for themselves a year and a half into the game, and you've done it a few times, and it's just extremely impressive. Keep coming back and stay
Thank you
awesome.
very much.
Some people are so good that it's like I don't even want to tag their stuff because it's like
Yeah, you don't want to step on his like personal style.
Right.
But also like
yeah, and I also don't know how to make it funnier. It seems like he's got so much control in the joke. It seems so great that I don't know if adding or taking away anything helps because
Just
it's
stage
so
presence
funny.
for him, I think. He just needs to work on the stage presence.
yeah, unless you want to be a writer.
Here's one of his tweets from 6 days ago. Everything's still up in the air with that missing plane. Follow this man. He only has 64 followers.
Only 64 feet on the ground floor.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Oh,
this guy's
man.
the fucking future.
Yeah.
Brett, you're a monster. Please keep coming back.
Take care of those kids. Work it out with the missus.
Yep. Stay away from the liquor. Sure. He doesn't drink anymore.
Start smoking more weed.
Yes.
Red band.
Yeah, the ultimate inspiration.
It means
Stay away from the liquor.
The worst
Start
idea.
shooting heroin.
Rob a bank.
Good luck following this, whoever's next. Raul Santos. Kaiser Sose.
Affirmative action worked. Yeah, so it's a big year for me. I'm turning 30, so I'm getting old. All my friends are getting married and moving into their parents' house. Yeah. I'm actually glad to be here. I live in a bad neighborhood. The other day I actually got stabbed trying to rob somebody. I can't afford a security system, so all I do is just put police tape around my apartment. And my alarm clock is a rooster, but he's actually blind, so I'm always late everywhere. I went to public school, so I had to tutor my teachers. And for a field trip, we actually went to the field. Luckily, everybody was Latino, so we got the work done pretty quick. And the parents didn't have to leave their jobs to pick up their own kids. Yeah, and I went to a very non-athletic high school. Like none of us got recruited for any basketball or sports. Everybody just got recruited for the army or adult school. Yeah, thanks.
Very good.
Yeah.
The mic stand, you need to move that the other way. because when you started, you just kind of took it off, and you had it in front of you.
Or you could just leave it in the mic stand and stand there and not even have to deal with it.
Yeah.
It seems like that's
all dead anyway. Yeah.
What is that? Where's that coming from?
Yeah, dude, why don't you go laugh outside? I'm sick of hearing your voice.
St. Patrick's Day, I thought that was funny.
It's not.
It's not. Why don't you leave?
Yeah,
boy.
Yeah, get out. Josh, get him. Josh, get him.
Yeah,
Get him.
leave.
Kick me out?
Yeah.
Is that a guy?
Yeah.
I thought it was a cat.
Goodbye. No, not
They're always
Willie.
dead now.
I don't know. I'm
Wait, so that
I'm
guy
so
just
soft.
like, is that like I'm on a podcast recording, I'm gonna do a fake laugh the whole time?
And then be like, hey, that's my laugh.
Oh yeah, no, yeah,
It's
get that
unbearable.
I thought it was somebody who's sincere. I'm a sucker. I thought it was like, God, that audience member is so
Yeah,
good.
the first couple of those laughs, I was like, yeah, but that last one, I was like, come on, man.
Yeah, no, it's done.
No, he's just some tweaker that hangs out here.
He's Boone's boyfriend, right?
Yeah, it's Boone's boyfriend. If you guys know who Boone is, it's Boone's boyfriend.
Ah, well, all right. So anyway, sorry for that to Stefan.
That's Hollywood for you, buddy.
But you did a very good job. That field joke was hilarious. How long have you been doing comedy?
For probably like a year and a half. Like a year and a half, maybe 2.
And you live in LA?
Yeah.
You're from LA?
Yeah, from the south.
From the south?
South Central LA.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Actually,
That's proper LA.
hung out there recently.
Yeah, George H. Bush is from Crenshaw.
Yeah.
A little tidbit for you.
There's not even a George H. Bush, by the way.
George H.W. Bush.
There you go.
I forgot a letter?
Well,
I forgot one letter?
Yeah, that's not a human being. There might actually be a George H. Bush from Crenshaw, though. George H.W. is definitely from Texas.
There was, and we just kicked him out. Raul, right?
Yeah.
Are you, what is your day-to-day life like? Because sometimes I feel like people have these very self-deprecating jokes on them, and I always wonder, like, how close to the truth are we? And obviously they're jokes. I just wonder. I don't want you to depress the audience, you know.
My thing is just the stage presence. You seem very uncomfortable the whole time, but you only been doing it for a year and a half, so you're trying to get comfortable on it. And I don't know if you want to decide to leave the mic in the stage or hold the mic. You didn't even decide that part yet. I think you should leave it in because you're not moving anywhere. You're not going anywhere.
What's it like? Do you still live in South Central?
Yeah.
What's it like? What do you like about it?
Nothing really.
You should talk about it because I know I have a friend that lives there, and two people just got shot down the street from her house the other day, and it's just for her as a little girl that lives there, it's just like very scary for her, and to find.
Wait, you're friends with the little girl?
No, she's 12 years old. But talking about that because not too many people know that road, and I barely know it. And just going there briefly, I was just amazed at the fact that she lived there, at least where she lives, and to be able to find maybe some funny shit out of that might be interesting. But I mean, you did so well already. Like I really like your jokes, but it'd be just kind of cool to hear more about, like I think what Nick was saying, your life.
Yeah, like just to distill a little more truth in it, because they seem like such one-liners, and they are, and it's great. But I don't know, to somehow connect it to your reality a little more. And unfortunately, I don't know exactly how to do that. Like, I don't know if I have an answer. But to say, like, I live in South Central, I don't know.
I mean, he already has the joke formula. He knows how to write a joke, but unfortunately, the formula is just not. I'm not with it yet. He has to put his life within that system.
Yeah, make it personal.
Yeah.
Versus like joke.
Like you already have. You know how to tell a joke. You did that, and you told several of them.
That you wrote.
But I didn't care about them.
You didn't like the field joke? I thought that was pretty fun.
That was the only one.
Yeah, that was the only one.
Because that was a little personal to him. It taught me a little bit about him. But the other ones were like fluff. Like empty calories.
But good, and the fact that you made those up is great.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No.
But yeah, I don't know.
This is all a mushroom.
I guess we can't help you.
We're all on mushrooms.
There's definitely a long run to be had about being a Latino growing up and living in South Central. There's a lot of things, a lot of fun combinations that you can make. Like maybe it's hard to do a drive-by when 15 members of your family are in the car with you. Maybe that's the worst example.
Is it clown family?
It's a Latina thing.
You know the Latino thing? They pack 15 people in their car at a time. You know that universal stereotype?
Yeah.
They do pack the cars.
You heard about how the old joke about how Latinos take a family picture?
No.
They all sit in the front of the car and run a red light. It's like an old street joke.
A street joke.
Where are you getting up right now? Are you getting up any local clubs that you go to for your mics?
Yeah, I come here. I usually come here, or I usually perform a lot at this the Formosa Cafe. I do a lot of shows there, and the Ice House.
Ice House, yeah. I was gonna say because I was gonna recommend the Ice House because they have a new open mic there, and for Latino comedy, it's
Jesus,
huge at
right,
the Ice
man.
House. That's where I perform a lot, and it's a fun audience too. And if you succeed, you'll succeed there very easily if you keep it up, keep going there.
Yeah. Rock and roll, Raul. We hope to see you back again soon.
Good job, man.
He's on Twitter at Surge Knight. S-U-R-G-E, Surge Knight, K-N-I-G-H-T, like knight in armor type of knight, not the dark time after the daytime.
Is that a play on to like Suge Knight, but Surge
I think
Knight?
so, Surge Knight. And if that wasn't enough for you, 29. Surge Knight 29, obviously Surge Knight 1 through 28 were taken.
When I was at Dallas, I was with a bunch of friends, and my phone died, and I got back to my rental car. I was like, "See you later, friends." And I didn't remember the name of the hotel I was staying at, and I didn't have a phone charger. And so I had no idea where I was in Dallas, what my hotel was, and I had no way to charge my phone. So I'm like, shit. I'm driving around looking for like a gas station. I couldn't find one, so I'm like, all right, I better get on the highway, find a gas station. So I get on just the first highway, get off the first exit. It was Martin Luther King Boulevard in Dallas.
Yeah.
Now, you know the old joke is like, every time you see a Martin Luther King Boulevard, that's usually like the bad neighborhood.
I grew up on the Martin Luther King.
Did you?
Boulevard. Actually, Martin Luther King.
That theory is 100% true. The second I got off
community.
The second I got
Yeah,
off
a
the
black gated community.
Yeah.
Tyler Perry was the headmaster.
The second I got off,
to keep you guys from leaving.
the second I got off the exit though, car on fire, 2 people running out of a gas station. Like I was going to go to this gas station, 2 people were running out the front door. Like it was exactly what you think Martin Luther King Boulevard at 3 in the morning.
What was on fire?
This car was just on fire on the side of the road. There was just people laying on the sidewalk. Like it was like every business was out of like boarded up. It was just exactly what you think Martin Luther King Boulevard would be.
You know what I do like about Martin Luther King Boulevard though? Is
What do you like?
What?
Oh, forget it. No,
No, you
can't say it.
You can
tease
say
it
it.
with it, yeah.
Say it to Willie and let Willie say it.
You said worse.
Did you get your phone charged, Red Band?
Yeah, I went to another exit. I went to
Yeah, good one.
Your next comedian tonight, everybody. Your next comedian goes by the name of Sarah Kenny.
I went off at Woody Harrelson Avenue, found a great gas station.
So I was driving behind this woman who had a baby on board sign in her back window, and then she stopped really suddenly. So I swerved not to hit her, and I accidentally ran over triplets. So that didn't work out all that well. So I've noticed lately that sometimes when I'm thinking things through in my head, I refer to myself as we. And I'm not sure if that makes me crazy or not. For instance, the other night I was writing this joke, and I thought, yeah, we could tell that on Monday. That would be a good idea. I was walking to this liquor store by my house, and there was a guy, this older guy with a guitar, and he was just setting up. He was going to play some music on the street. And the first thing he did when he picked up his guitar was say, "All right, one more time." I thought that's an interesting way to start a set. Like, what if I began my set with, "Do you guys get it?" Yeah, we're probably not going to tell that one again.
Thank you, Sarah.
Fuck yeah.
I didn't get the first joke. Like the triplets.
Oh, just like baby on board sort of implies that, you know, there's valuable cargo, as though hitting anyone else is any better than not hitting a car with a baby in it. I don't know. I always think it's odd to designate your car as having a baby on board, because either way.
Yes, but so maybe go with that. And I swerved to avoid a car that had baby on board, and then ran over an elderly couple that had been together for 87 years.
Or the cure for cancer.
Yeah. They were walking with the cure.
I got the cure for cancer, right?
It's true love.
Like more of a contrast. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be good.
Because I was more interested in like, who left their triplets on the side of the road?
Yeah, it confused me. What was the second joke?
We. Thinking of myself as we.
That's just schizophrenia.
Yeah, a little bit.
Not a little bit, definitely. That's literally the definition of it.
Maybe. No, I'm fucking shooting from the hip here, Sarah. I got the right joke. That was the sound effect for the joke of the night. And I'm going to talk about myself and we, and I don't know, apparently that's a sign of being crazy, but I don't think I'm crazy. Yes, I do. That's, you know what I mean? Like maybe,
amp it up a little.
yeah, maybe it's a little bit of like Eliza Schlesinger style.
Okay. Yeah, we could do that.
Well, no, you don't want to do Eliza, but you want to find your own thing. But I agree
that
with
makes
him.
sense. No,
Yeah,
I totally see
agree with
where
him.
you're going with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's
That
like the
if you're gonna take that approach and you're gonna go, hey, I'm a little bit crazy, and then just be done with it after that. If you're gonna say I might be crazy, it's gotta go crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Right, yeah, exactly. It could be a specific detail, like, well, my last two boyfriends don't think so, and they're in my backyard under age 6 feet. Something like that. Or it could be an act out that's a little crazy. I gotta fucking write female comedy, man.
I'm just thinking of crazy stuff people would do.
Yeah,
In my head, I was like, I'm not crazy, but I left a tape recorder in the bathroom. You know, like, I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't know how that's crazy.
Just so I can hear what they're talking about.
Like
something eccentric enough to where I'm like, I believe that you're crazy. You can't just, everyone's crazy.
You could really let it rip.
Yeah.
And just have a total
You can
conversation.
say the
with yourself.
most dark
You
thing.
can go from one thing to
I need to crazy it up
and
more.
you can go like, you know, bobbity 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 ba, and then I should probably take my medicine at the proper times. No, we shouldn't. And then you can go back and forth.
Yeah, but who's got time to medicate?
You know what I mean?
When you're
I think we
busy-
should. No, stop taking that medicine. That's a
I have to
classic.
ask her. I don't know if you feel good with acting that out. Are you an act out type person, where like, do you do improv or acting or anything like where you can like convey that message?
Yeah, I mean, I think I could. Yeah, I think I could ham it up a little. I've done a little improv. I don't do acting.
Ham it up?
Well, I don't know. I think it's more because you're so dry the whole time.
She's not dry. She's a very dirty girl.
Whoa.
This is definitely the first female we've had on the show tonight.
Red Band is rock hard.
Ryan's fucking awesome.
But I think, like, because the way you said, am I crazy? And yes, I am. We think we are crazy. Like, it maybe just find a funny, like, quirky detail that none of us would recognize to be like, I say we, but I'm not crazy, and I know that because I've been institutionalized. It's like, that's the driest, not funny version. Like, that's, but what else would it be to get institutionalized? Like, but I know that because, like, I've only stabbed 3 male men, or whatever. You know what I mean? These are, again, pew, 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 pew.
And actually, I did kind of forget the ending, because I told her once before, and I was like, yeah, we could tell that on Monday, but it's just me. You know, and I guess maybe that helped a little.
I don't get that. I don't either. But But I understand.
I kind of see what she was trying to do.
All right, then you.
But then I would say
Well,
something
that's what
like,
she said, we can say this on Monday. And then she's like, nah, it's just kind of me.
But the problem is only us is sitting.
That's just me.
Somewhere. You know what I mean? Start playing with us.
See, you're getting too much in your head.
That's true.
yeah. If we gotta
I
walk
need examples. I
down.
need hardcore examples.
Yeah, we gotta walk down a little path to get there.
No,
then-
you could crazy it up for sure.
No, you can crazy it
Oh
up.
yeah, that's. I mean,
Oh, now she's
we could
projecting.
crazy.
No, not me. Fuck.
All
I'm
of
hopefully
us
crazy.
in here.
Yeah. Also, same thing, Mike stand, get it out of the way.
Yeah.
I know. I'm
This
bad
mic
about that,
stand
yeah,
thing.
you're right.
We should have a mic stand
Yeah, we should.
sound.
It's one of these.
Let's start a new rule. If there's a mic stand in front of you, and you don't, if you take the mic out of the stand, we're gonna have a
Move
sound
it.
effect that goes off
Do you-
right during your set.
Do you have a sound effect of an arrow hitting a wooden target?
No. We could.
And also, listen to yourself. I mean, there's a PA system in here. Listen, you can hear yourself if you're not loud enough. Put the mic closer to your mouth. It's not. Put the mic closer. So many people talk like this. I can't hear anything. Just move it closer and talk into the microphone. You have a microphone. That's happened twice so far.
Full disclosure, you can go the other way. I've gotten. Yeah, that sounds exactly like a microphone stand. That's perfect.
Sound like a duck.
So I'll know next time I hear that noise.
Yeah. So when you hear the angry seal, mic stand Sally. That's what we'll call that seal.
Yeah. Sally all right. The mic's, all right. Fuck yeah. Let's move along. Sarah Kenny.
Good job.
There you go. She's S. Kenny Comedy. S. Kenny Comedy. No underscore, just Skenny Comedy. Princess Kenny.
Hey, is Josh around?
I think he's getting us drinks.
They made Kenny a chick lately in
Wow.
South Park. Little Princess Kenny.
I know.
You play the Stick of Truth at all?
No, the video game I heard was badass.
It's so funny.
I just can't get myself to hook up my Xbox again.
Oh, there's Josh.
There he is.
Josh, can we get around?
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Christ.
Josh,
Fucking attitude of that guy, honestly.
He's like a ray of
Water.
sunshine.
water.
Jesus.
So this is the part of the show where we move along and we do the two regular girls on the show that do a brand new minute every week since its inception. So they're little monsters that we're building here, and it's always fun. It's always a new, different minute. So let's do it again this week. Going first, put your hands together for her. You know her from Kill Tony and the Dysentery podcast. It's Sarah Mineshank.
Trying to be more positive, guys. People keep telling me I'm always talking about what I don't like. I'm going to talk about what I like. I like playing with fire. Specifically burning bridges. I like taking a full glass of water and drinking it till it's half empty. I like it when life gives other people lemons. I like taking silver linings and painting them black. That's it.
Oh, yeah. I got it. I like the grass on the other side.
I didn't know what to do with that. I had that, but I didn't get to it, so I didn't know.
Even when I said it, maybe it was a mistake.
No, I
took that
think
bullet
there's
for you.
something there. I think the grass is. Wait.
My grass is greener.
Yeah, it would be the grass is always greener on my side.
No, that's the opposite.
Right? But isn't that the thing?
No, the thing is the grass is always green on the other side.
And I hate
So a
green.
pessimist would be like, I always like the other grass.
So the
My grass is always
browner on the
green.
other side?
Oh, my grass is always brown. Maybe.
My neighbor's grass is greener.
My neighbor lays soft.
Maybe not my neighbor. I mean, maybe the neighbor's
Let's not bring the neighbor into it. She seems uncomfortable
The
with it.
AstroTurf is greener on the other side.
We talked about you doing like a positive set last week. It was really interesting to see your take on a positive side. You really.
Oh, I didn't know that inside. That changes everything.
Well, she was talking about how she always has a kind of negative
outlook on
life. And so it would be interesting if she did a positive, and you took it to a weird.
This was the positive. This was the positive side.
I love it. I love the.
I love it.
Whimsical. What was the word you used here? Clever. They're like, oh, I'll give you a positive set, but it's still negative.
Yeah,
which is funny.
It's still negative.
Yeah. I love
it. Was I like negative things, which is very cool. Which means I like the grass on the other side. I still stand fucking behind that.
Did you realize you were still kind of making it negative while you're making it positive, or do you think that's positive and you're broken?
I knew that I was making it negative.
Good.
Yeah.
So you knew what you were doing. Perfect.
Well, yeah.
Do you always root for the bad guys in movies?
No. I'm just kind of indifferent about a lot
Wow.
of things.
I think
I like Ursula. That's the only movie villain I can think of.
Who? The bad guy from Twin Peaks?
No,
Ursula.
Little Mermaid.
From Little Mermaid.
Oh.
The original.
But I think they
character.
probably came out in the same year.
Twin Peaks and the Little Mermaid.
I would almost bet.
Man, that's a big
I would
block in your
almost
life
bet.
right there. You got to really get through.
That's when I stopped developing.
Such an interesting thing that you could play with. That whole positive negative is just so
It's really funny, yeah.
And I like the, I like that a lot. I feel like, Tony, I can't believe you're not spouting these out right now.
No, I know. It's just a little bit hard for me to think of positive things.
When you're in love.
Because you have to think of the positive thing first and then flip it, So I was thinking maybe there's something like, I believe in the power of the secret.
Mm-hmm. That's where you...
And then...
And do the opposite.
Right.
I go stop and smell the flowers. I like to... Correct me if I'm wrong. It would be I like to run past the smell of the flowers. Or am I completely wrong?
You're completely wrong on that, right?
Stop and smell the flowers.
Can you say two of your...
Run and ignore the flowers.
I like to burn bridges, what you said.
I like to stop and smell the flowers, but I smell them by picking them out of the ground first so that they could die a slow death within the next few days.
I stop and smell the flowers at a cemetery.
Right.
I was going to say
That's pretty good. I like to stop and smell the flowers at other people's graves. That's pretty good. Hey, we're together.
That is it.
Yeah.
I love the smell of fake flowers.
You fucking nailed it, man.
Fake flowers. Come on, give me something there.
I like finding lucky pennies and just leaving them there.
No.
No?
Because that's too nice. Like you're leaving them for somebody.
What are those things called? What are these little sayings called?
They're...
Wine shanks.
Lime shanks? These used to be called lime shanks. It's like the opposite of what Ben Franklin tells us. You give us your version of it.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it's very, very funny. I really enjoy it.
I don't step on cracks, but you guys know where this is going. I don't even like it.
But I break mother's back.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Will. We had our one hit.
Yeah, I'm so
back it up.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that I started my period, not because I'm not pregnant, because I like the smell.
Another great new minute from Sarah Weinstein. She's on Twitter at Princess Shank. That's SHENK. Princess Shank.
Man, I love that. I love
It's another great new minute that she's adding on to it. It's so awesome. When we saw them in La Jolla a couple weeks ago doing longer sets, they were killing, and I could totally see how that minute could rotate right into everything else that she's doing and give it a fresh breath of perspective mixed in with all the other stuff when she's just talking about hating everything, which she's really good at. And we have...
You seem a little nervous.
What?
I don't know, you seem like you're really into this girl.
Well, I am. These are the two regulars on the show.
No, I know, it just seemed like you got a little, schoolboyish.
I'm very schoolboyish when it comes to these two.
That's fair.
I'm very invested in their careers.
That's a great assessment of it.
If they end up turning into heroin-addicted hookers, I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
And I'll be happy as fuck! There you go. It's bad cop, worst cop. Me and Brian Rutherford.
How you doing, Jesus? You doing good over there?
Perfect.
5 minutes. All right. Put your hands together for our final regular, your final comedian of the night. Regular since the beginning of her comedy career, which started here on Kiltony. It's Kimberly Condon, everybody.
Hey guys, my name's Kimberly. My friends call me Kim. My dad calls me like twice a year. I'm a comedian. It's kind of hard being a female comedian, you know, because I feel like people don't take me seriously. You know, I'm more than just a pretty face. I've also got a rocking hot body. I'm from Florida. I lived there my whole life. Believe it or not, I've never even killed a black guy. But I have killed a black erection. Yeah, my dad was really mad, and I was like, listen, I was just standing my ground. And besides, you were a deadbeat like 5 jokes ago. Well, thank you very much. You've all been decent.
That's a it's a very smart callback that you just did, but it's not that funny.
And it was like 3 jokes ago, I think.
Very smart, right.
Yeah.
No, it was actually really, really smart. The number of jokes has nothing to do with it. Whether it was 3, 4, or 5. But super smart, but that's one of the things which I always have a problem with because I'm a fucking genius, is sometimes it's smart, but it's not funny.
Hey, Willie, you want to get out of here?
Until he talked to himself.
But let's talk about that other stuff. That he calls me twice is awesome.
Right.
That's fantastic. And there's more to be said with that. And then you could stay right in the pocket with that stuff.
Yeah,
Since you talk about your mom, which we've heard a lot about in the many episodes that you've done, you know, Dad's really something that we don't hear a lot from, and I'm guessing.
But I've heard that joke before, right? You've done this joke.
I've done it on my set. Like,
On your set.
you've seen it on my sets, yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Because I did it in La Jolla,
But you haven't done it
the
on
black
Kiltony.
killing a
What
black
is the next
I don't
step of
think
that? My dad only calls me twice a year. Now, I know you're thinking, or don't worry, he only wants money. I don't know, go into the darkness of that?
Yeah. Well, I kind of talk about my dad a little bit, like beating my mom in some of my sets. I think I've said on Kiltony.
So, like, funny stuff.
Oh, I had a weird childhood because he wouldn't let me watch rated R movies, but he hit my mom in front of me.
Oh, I like that.
They were too violent.
The rocking hot bod part, is that something she should do, or is that something, because it's
Yeah.
it's kind of like...
Is it too conceited with the Toy Story show?
I mean, don't get me wrong, sissy, you got a rocking hot bod.
I know.
You definitely didn't commit to it. What made it
Yeah,
funny
but that was
is
what made it funny.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Is that you didn't
That I knew I
commit to
didn't.
it. You sort of broke afterwards, and so it made it all right. But there's 2 ways of doing that. Either you don't do it at all, or you do it and
the opposite.
You really fucking have to sell it.
Show some bush, maybe?
No, not at all. However,
Bush is back!
No, I almost think the opposite. Like, you don't do it at all, or you have to have literally the worst body in the world in order to make that a funny joke. Does that make sense?
Right.
There's also got to be more coming. Right.
Yeah.
You'd also have to have more.
Plus, then now we're just all checking out your body. Right when he said that, I just started looking at your crotch and your tits and shit.
Well, I was supposed to go right into my flaws after that, but I forgot. I have some. Two.
Tell us about him. No, I'm kidding. I mean,
Stink butt.
stink butt?
Stinky butt.
Stinky butt? Who doesn't have a stinky butt? Yeah, that was the only thing that stuck out for me was the rockin' hot bod thing. Although, you know what? It was so incredibly charming when you laughed at yourself that I immediately was like, oh, what else can you say?
I guess that is
So
your
find
third
a moment.
Is you could do it exactly the way that you did it this time, but that's
and play
really
out the
hard to
response. And play out the response because once you said that, it was such dead air. I don't know if people just disagree with you or they just thought like, wow, she's really over her head. I mean, ask the audience; they didn't have a response
This
at
is
all.
bullshit. What happened?
But you played it off.
I mean, what did you expect them to do all the time?
Yes, you do.
I was going to an applause break after that one.
Really?
No.
But let's go both ways. Let's say you are literally like Barbie body, just picturesque body, like are cartoonishly like what we are told is a hot body. If you
Jessica
said
Rabbit.
that joke, and Jessica Rabbit, everyone would be like, "Fuck this fucking
Yeah,
cunt."
they'd be more annoyed.
And if you were obese, we'd be like, "Oh, now she's making fun of herself." So if you're not either of those, you really can't like say that.
Or you could say that you have a hot body because you have a flu and your temperature is like 100
Yes.
degrees.
Or you can twist it at the end.
Okay.
I got a hot body. I got walking
Rockin' hot body.
Walking
because I'm a mule for heroin. Like you can say in one of the bubbles, bro.
Kimberly, thank you so much. Another
Thank you.
great new minutes from the regulars. So much fun with everybody we saw tonight. Sarah Kenny, Ross Santos, Red Banta, Ori Amir, Skylar, and of course, Mugzilla. Put your hands together for Jesus Christ, everybody. Follow him on Twitter at Kevin Lee Light. That's the real Hollywood Jesus. One of my old, very good friends for many years here. We used to live across the street from each other. That's Kevin Lee Light, L-I-G-H-T, on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. This is Nick Rutherford. He's on Twitter. He's probably got something coming up.
At Nick Rutherford, check it out.
And also check out me, Nick, and Jade.
Oh yeah,
Fred is,
check out the podcast.
On Dust
I should've
Squad.
pitched that earlier.
It's podcast where we just smoke a bunch of weed and do improv shit.
Willie Hunter's on Twitter, and he has his own big show coming up. Tell us about it.
At Will Hunter Show, and the Willie Hunter Show will be back from a year
Yes.
from hiatus
Yeah.
next Monday. Guest Ian Edwards.
Wow. Did your
yeah.
co-host Earl Stapel? He was great. He was the Patriot last week. Earl killed it. Portland, Seattle, Vancouver, we're coming. The Cat Pack is back. The 18th and 19th and the 20th of April.
Yep, and the big 420 show at Vancouver, it's at a casino, it's going to be big. Go to DeathSquad.tv for tickets.
Thank you, live audience, for coming out tonight. So much fun. Thank you so much.
Let's move down, Joe sound, you ain't playing, gon' back it up.